All right, in this video, I'll really quickly go through basic proportions of the head in terms of how we place the features. One point I wanted to make about this ball and plane idea is there's a tendency when students begin with this idea is to not be angular enough about the bottom part. Like they see the model and it looks soft to them, so they kind of, they don't make enough of these angles. Again, just as with angular drawing, you need to like really push this angular idea so that you make sure that these important inflection points in the outline are captured. Because if you miss this angle, say from the jaw to the chin, down from the cheekbone and then down to the chin, if you miss that and you make that just a single line, it's not going to look human. You know, it can't be like just this undifferentiated sloping line down to the chin. It won't look like a person. So it's important to just, no matter what the person's physiognomy is, they might be really heavy or whatever, and those lines are not as distinctive, or it might be a woman or a child or somebody where it's a softer transition, but you just put in these angles because you always want to take stock of where's a cheekbone, where's a jaw, where's a chin. Those are very important anatomical elements that need to be in every head. Okay. All right, so in terms of the features, what I like to do in terms of placement is to think in terms of halfway points. I think, again, we see best in terms of halfway points, so they're the easiest to judge. So with the eyes, we've already taken care of where the eyes are going to go because we started with that big halfway mark idea of from the chin to the top of the skull, right? Not from the hair, but from the top of the skull. So sometimes someone's got a lot of hair up on top. You have to kind of visualize where the skull is underneath that. So here's our first halfway mark. And then the eyes, the irises, the colored parts of the eyes, those sit on that halfway mark. All right, so I'm just going to put in 2 dots for the eyes. Okay. And the eyes, when you put in the eyes, kind of keep in mind that the eyes, there's about an eye width between the eyes. So you have, an eye width here, an eye width here, an eye width in between the eyes. This is from the front. So, in other words, don't make the eyes too big so that they fill up the whole head. That's, we have a tendency when we're looking at the head to make too much of the face because we're interested by the face. So the face becomes too large a proportion of the overall head. By putting the eyes in the middle, we make sure that we give enough to the top of the head and we don't spread the face out to the top of the head. Within the face, we're most interested in people's eyes, so we tend to make the eyes too large. So just keep in mind that and I'm not going to do any more with the eyes right now. I'll have another video on the features. So this is just about placement, so we're keeping things very simple. All right. So the next idea then is where's the nose, right? So if we find the brow first, which is just above the eyes, so we've already found the eyes, we just come up a little bit, and you can just make a line for the brow. So we're just coming up a little bit above the eye, right? So from that point, from the brow, if we go from the brow to the bottom of the chin, the bottom of the nose is about halfway. So, and again, I'm just going to put in a little line for the nose. All right, so not from the eyes to the chin, but just a little bit above the eyes, from the brow to chin. Find the nose. All right, so then from the nose, if we come down to the bottom of the chin and find a halfway point, if we want to locate the mouth, if we put a line in there, what that indicates is the bottom of the bottom lip. So the mouth sits above that point. So if I want to, I can put another sort of line above that, which indicates the line between the lips, right? So again, that's the bottom of the bottom lip would be that line. So there you have eyes, nose, and mouth. Now the ears, in most drawing books, or a lot of drawing books anyway, you'll see the ears placed between the brow and the bottom of the nose. And you can see on me that it's actually set a little bit lower than that most of the time. So, but those are good landmarks to find the brow and the bottom of the nose. So you can find that, and then you can just set it a little bit lower than those points. All right, so those are just real quick, indications of where you're going to be placing the features before you get involved with drawing them in any detail. So let's go through it one more time, just from the side. All right, so from the side, we've got the ball and plane idea from the side. All right, so here's our midline. So we're just going to place the eye, in from the limit because it's inside the limit of the head, right? And then if we find the brow on top of that, find a halfway mark. So here's our first halfway mark here. Whoops. Here's the eye, that's halfway. And then the brow to the bottom of the chin is a halfway mark. Okay. So from the side, we've got a line for the nose. And then if we come down and find another halfway mark, that's the bottom of the bottom lip. And this represents the line between the lips. Okay. So we very simply mapped out eyes, nose, mouth. The ear, again, is between the brow and the bottom of the nose. I'll set a little bit lower than that. And then along here, it's behind this halfway mark. So here's the halfway mark between the front and the back. So the ear is going to set back here behind this halfway mark and a little bit lower than the brow and the bottom of the nose. So what this does, again, there's a tendency as you move away from the face to kind of truncate the distances. So there's a lot of tendency in beginners to kind of cut off the back of the head because it's not as interesting. So by realizing that the ear is behind this halfway mark, this halfway between here and there, you can kind of keep yourself from truncating the back of the head.